What's up, everybody? Liv here. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing well myself. Please go ahead and like and subscribe and share if you haven't already, in good faith that I will continue bringing you great content. Oh, and I'm just another YouTube personality, so take what I say with a grain of salt and do your own research, okay? All right, so listen, guys, it's been a while since I've done a review for firearms, so I'm a little nervous, and I hope that I'm able to do this video justice. I always try my best, so hang in there with me, but I'm really excited today to bring you the CZ Shadow 2 Orange. This is a competition firearm, and it is just beautiful. So I did request this from CZ. So CZ, thank you for sending this over and helping out with ammo costs for the channel. I appreciate you guys really supporting the channel and really helping me explore these fine firearms. So without further ado, we're going to get into this firearm. It is empty. Oops. So you guys can see that. Nothing in here. Listen, at the range, I was like, you couldn't tell me I wasn't a competition shooter, okay? I was in there. Okay, so let me stop playing. I'm going to give you some specs and give you an overall view of my experience with the firearm, but you guys can do your own research for more granular details in case that you want to purchase this firearm for competition. So, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so the CZ Shadow 2 Orange is chambered in 9mm. It is a competition pistol. It is one of their top 10 versions of competition pistol. It dominates in competition shooting. I don't shoot a lot of competition, but this is actual. You either have a CZ that is dominating or a CZ-like variant that is dominating in the competition world. It is double action, single action, and it has a 1911 barrel bushing that increased the slide to barrel fit, resulted in tighter groups, which makes it much different than the original Shadow 2. It has 17+1 capacity magazines. It comes with 3, but since I live in Connecticut, I get the 3 magazines with only 10+1 capacity. The barrel length is 4.8 inches long. It has Ambi safety controls. The barrel is cold hammer forged. It is polished, as well as the feed ramp, enabling those rounds to get into the chamber very quickly. The mag release is swappable. It's extended as well. It has a steel frame and slide. It comes with a fiber optic front sight and a HAJO rear sight, which is adjustable. It has aluminum thin grips. It weighs 46 ounces empty. It's a very heavy gun, okay? But the slide rides inside the frame rails, which aids in it getting right back on target and being very soft shooting. The trigger is adjustable as well, and it comes with several different springs and tools to help you find the right fit for competition. And also, I love that it has a checkering front and back strap. So again, this firearm is different because it comes with a 1911 style bushing that aligns with the slide to make it more accurate for shooting. And again, because it's competition, that's very important. Also, it has an inverted rib on the slide so that it aids in glare. So if you're shooting outside, you'll notice that on the top of the slide, there you go. On the top of the slide, 12 o'clock, you'll see that it's serrated. And what that does is it cuts down on the glare. But for me, I do a lot of indoor shooting. It allows me to align my rear sight with the front sight. And it's just very accurate and straight. Like I said, 12 o'clock. So I'm able to pick up that fiber optic front sight, which is very bright, by the way. Whether you're shooting indoors or outdoors, it's very bright. The rear sight also is serrated, and so it draws my eyes right into the rear sight. Again, following right up with the front sight. So I'm able to keep this firearm right on target. I didn't have any issues with that. Now let's move into the front and rear serrations. Listen, they were perfect. They're not too steep. They're not too sharp. They're easy to actuate, and it makes it pretty helpful because, like I said in the beginning, the slide rides in the frame. It rides in the rails of the frame. So there's a little less real estate on this firearm than it is typical firearms, but it makes up for it in being a flat shooter, being accurate, being soft shooting, because that slide is riding inside the frame, and so it gives it a lower bore axis. All right. As for the barrel is nice and polished. Again, there's not a lot of flexing in the barrel, making it very accurate with this 1911 style bushing. So I did appreciate that, and I did notice that when I was shooting all different types of ammo, it was more accurate than I was. Now, I will say this, when I was doing a lot of steel shooting, the dueling tree was about 55 feet away, and the plates were really small, so don't be picking on my shooting. I was doing the best I can. I haven't shot steel in a long time, and I haven't gone to the range in a long time to shoot any type of firearms anyway. So I was a little rusty, but I will say that this gun is way more accurate than I am, and I don't know if I did it justice shooting those steel plates, but it was super accurate. It was fun to shoot. It was very reliable. I didn't have any hiccups out of it, but I will say this, because of the tight tolerances in this firearm, you may not want to use junk ammo, only because there's just less room for error. So you want to make sure that you're using something of quality. Again, I didn't have any issues at the range, but it just felt as if it was asking for better nutrition in the firearm. All right. So we're going to move down to the frame of the firearm. So the takedown lever, it does protrude a little bit. For me, even though I'm left-handed, it didn't bother me. For right-handed shooters, it might bother you some, but it didn't bother me at all. When we move down to the safety controls, they are ambi. And listen, this is set up for a right-handed shooter because the ambi controls, one side is protruded and one side is flat. If you are right-handed, you are riding that ambi safety and you have a really good purchase on that grip. If you are left-handed, unfortunately, you have a little more difficult time actuating that safety because it is flat on your side of the firearm when you use your thumb. It wasn't a big deal for me, but dang, CZ, you did me like that? Man, left-handed people, we got it hard out here. But yeah, I didn't find that to be a problem, but it would have been nice if they were both, if they both had a ledge on them that was serrated so that it'll be easier to actuate the safety controls. With that, you'll notice that the hammer is skeletonized, which aids in the appearance and also takes away a little bit of weight from the firearm. It has a nice beavertail where you can really get your hand up under the firearm and really lock in on the ergonomics. It, again, is a flat shooter and it is very accurate. The point of aim is very natural. The ergonomics are very comfortable. It's easy to get a good grip on this firearm. One of the things that I struggled with being a left-handed shooter is the extended mag release. Now, the extended mag release, it really protrudes, but again, it aids in you being able to drop that mag, reinsert another magazine, and get right on target. But if you're left-handed, for me, if you'll notice, when I grip the firearm, my middle finger is automatically pressing up against the mag release. Now, the easiest thing to do would be for me to just switch it over. But what I did was I just end up adjusting my grip, which I didn't really care for. But if I were to shoot this in competition, this is not an issue. I would just switch it over like I did on my Shadow 2. This is empty, by the way. I went to go shoot this in a plate shoot, and I was having the same issue. So what I did was I just switched it over. Simple as that, and I didn't have any more issues. Now, real quick, since I have the Shadow 2 in my hand, if you notice, it doesn't have that 1911 barrel bushing like the orange has. Okay, the orange is a little more upgraded than other firearms again, so this is going to be more accurate, and it was more accurate. And you can instantly see it out of the box. The other thing is, we're going to get into the trigger, but the trigger is adjustable however you want to adjust it. Again, it comes with pins and springs, and however you want to adjust it, you can. But the trigger was amazing. So between the two, I did feel a difference. Not a major difference, but it definitely was a difference between the triggers. I didn't use any extra springs to adjust it or anything like that, but the trigger was just, oh my goodness. So we're gonna do it with double action first. All right, so again, this is unloaded. So here's the double action trigger. Let's see. I didn't measure the trigger pull, but my spidey senses tell me that double action, I want to say maybe 8 pounds or so, maybe 7. Don't quote me on that. I did not look that up. I'll be honest, I didn't look it up, but that's for you to do your own research. But it is smooth. There's no hiccups. Okay? And then when we get into single action, here we go. Take up. Wait, hold on. Take up. Not a lot. Here we go. Wall. Crisp, crisp. Reset. Short reset. And break. So it felt good to me. When you compare it to the Shadow 2, I want to say maybe it's a little lighter. I have more rounds through this than I do with the orange. The orange I have about 300 to 350. And this I might have, actually I might have a little less, to be honest. I might have a little less. All right, here we go. Double action. I want to say double action is a little heavier on this one. Let me check single action. Hold on. All right, single action. Okay, a tad bit more take up, not a lot. Wall. Here we go. Take up. Wall. Crisp. But again, like I said, the trigger in this is the trigger in this. The trigger in this is adjustable with the pins and springs and all that stuff that comes in the package. So I really did appreciate that. The grips are thin aluminum grips, and of course it comes with the bright orange panel on each side, as well as the bright orange magazine release button, and the checkering. The front and rear checkering on the on both Shadow 2s is just, it makes for a well purchased firearm. I mean, you can really get up under that Beavertail and get a really good grip on it. And I know some people, I don't shoot like this, but I know some people like to put their index finger on top of the trigger guard. And so CZ accommodated those shooters and made the front of the trigger guard flat and serrated. So for those who like to shoot that way, you guys have a little enhancement right here. It comes with an accessory rail if you choose to put a light or laser on here. I'm not sure many people do in competition shooting, but it is there nonetheless. Also, the undercut, well polished, Nice undercut, okay? Where you can, again, really get up under the Beavertail and get a good purchase on there. So, last thing. I know I spoke about the hammer, but I want to show you the difference between the hammer on the orange and the hammer on the Shadow 2. So, with the hammer on the orange, you can see it's more flat at the top. Can you guys see that? It's more flat at the top. The hammer on the Shadow 2, it kind of angles out. It's just a preference of your thumb. Either way, it's serrated. See it? Hold on. I don't know if, there you go. See the serrations right there? So you can get a good purchase on it. And on this one, it's serrated at the top as well. So it just depends. I mean, personal preference, I guess. These are the mags. Comes with the orange base plate. And the orange bags also fit in the Shadow 2. Okay? And this is the Shadow 2 mag. It fits. And the Shadow 2 mag will also fit in the orange. Okay? And notice how they just pop out. So for competition shooting, that's what you want. You don't want to play around with it, but it just pops out. And notice that the Magwell is flared. Okay? And it has a CZ emblem right there for a nice touch and finish. So, listen, I don't know what else to say. I didn't have any issues with it. It was reliable. Again, I put about 300 to 350 rounds down range. It begged for better ammo. Like you could just tell with the way it was spitting, it just wanted me to step the ammo game up. But with these prices and all that, I tried to get the best bang for my buck. But the tolerances were tight. One little thing that I would add is that the takedown pin on this side, notice how it's small, but it's recessed right in here so that you can use the butt pad of your magazine and punch it out. But listen, let me know if I missed something. I think I covered everything. I tried to cover everything at least. Now, the last thing before I go, because I don't want to forget this, is that right now, this firearm is $2,200 MSRP. In stores, you would find it cheaper, but my thing is, this is not for everybody. If you're serious about competition, if you want one and done, if you are, taking that competition seriously and you want the best bang for your buck, you don't have to do anything coming out of the box because you already have the fiber optic front sight. You have the barrel bushing that makes it more accurate. It is very heavy, but that aids in the soft felt recoil of the 9mm. The feed ramp is polished. The trigger is adjustable. You have the thin grips that really help you get a purchase, as well as the checkering. Listen, for some of you, not for all of you, for some of you, this may be worth it. It may not be worth it for all of you, but CZ does dominate the competition world, and many championships and successes have happened with a CZ pistol. So I do know that much, okay? From my research, I do know that much. So anyway, you guys let me know how you feel about it. I loved it, CZ. Thank you for sending this over. I always wanted an orange. And you guys let me know how you feel about it. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you're doing well, treating one another with kindness, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.